This is always a problem with technology. Anything that changes the way we do business or changes the efficiency with which we do an existing business always creates adjustment pain. And part of the reason for having policy, it's one of the great things about being at MIT, is that there's a lot of different players. We have people here who are concerned about policy and about how electricity, for example, is used and sold, and how the proper market incentives are attached to that. So they're complex questions. And what I'm saying to you, I guess, or trying to say, but may not be being articulate about, is sure, as new technologies come in, there's going to be discomfort. On the other hand, there's also opportunity. So the trick is, I would hope, a number of things. One is for manufacturers, something that lasts longer, ultimately, I think, should be an opportunity for selling more and making customers happier. It's the same thing with electricity. Right now, yes, I think you can definitely find utilities where efficiency tools, not ones I'm making, I'll tell you about other things, smart thermostats or other things like that, have definitely caused a drop in revenue. On the other hand, I'll also say that the general trend with electricity is that it has been an almost continuous rise in its use since its creation. And generally, the more efficient you make it, the more people want. So what I'm trying to say, but not with terrible specificity, is yes, there's always adjustment pains with technologies, but I suspect that there are also always opportunities with them, and that's the struggle in business, is finding the right place. There are other equally good questions with energy monitoring. What about privacy? What do you do to make the information actionable? Who owns it? Who can change it? These are all, in other words, electric cars now, very interesting. They're starting to come with stories about, it used to be you bought a car, you owned it. Less clear now. You buy the car, but the software is under license agreement, and the software is absolutely necessary to run the car. And you're really in partnership with the person who sold you that car. And I don't know whether I'm happy with that or not, frankly. And I don't know whether that's a good thing or not. I suspect it cuts both ways. In other words, there's some obvious benefits and there are some real concerns, that I would have about how the technology gets applied. And we worry about that all the time with our non-intrusive power monitoring. So I'll give you two examples specifically. One that has been basically the greatest thing I've seen on this campus since World War II, not that I was around for that, but I know a little about it, is the Energy Initiative. It is a spectacular operation. They're brilliant. They have brought together people from across the campus. They have brought outside players. They've made opportunities for us to understand where the role of our research could be and what new opportunities are. And that is a special thing on this campus. And this part's going to sound self-serving or like you programmed me, but I swear you didn't. ILP is another great example. I've been to an uncountable number of really interesting meetings and helpful contact connections with energy players outside of MIT. And so, I'm sure it's possible to meet people and have business meetings outside of MIT, but what I'm saying to you is having been here a little while, we have some spectacular organizations like the two I'm telling you that really lower the energy barrier in terms of connecting, keeping connected and keeping your mind open as a researcher is incredibly important. It is really easy to get totally focused and excited about the thing that's on the bench in front of you. My laboratory is Builders. My office looks like a garage. It's a hammer and tongs, toolbox office. And we build all the time and we love doing that. but it is very easy to love that so much that you don't take the time you need to connect and to hear what's going on and understand or try to understand some of the changes going on in the world and the needs and the pressures. And so the thing I love about MIT is that we have some really wonderful organizations that make it a lot easier than it might otherwise have been to get that input and also to test out your output. So there's always someone very easy to find who's willing to critique what you're doing. If you follow me, I'll let you know whether there's some illogic or logic in what's going on.